everyone, this is Naomi and today I'll be reviewing a film called おいしい給食 Final Battle, School's Mealtime Final Battle, directed by Ayabe Shinya, starring Ichihara Hayato, that I saw at Toronto Japanese Film Festival. First, I'd like to thank Dakota from Contra Pod for A, hooking me up with TJFF so that I could get a press pass, and B, inviting me to his and Rachel's podcast, Contra Pod, to talk about TJFF. I had so much fun, and the link will be in the description with, Dakota and Rachel's websites and all kinds of good shit. So please check them out. Please say hi to them. So yeah, thanks, Dakota and Rachel and TJFF for giving me press pass. So my movie reviews are in 4 parts. Part 1, warnings. Part 2, Asian count. Part 3, review without spoilers. And Part 4, review with spoilers. Moving on to Part 1, warnings. This film contains corporal punishment. Moving on to Part 2, Asian counts. The reason that I do this is because I was born and raised in Japan, and I'd like to focus on Asian talents and how Asian communities are depicted in films that are made outside of Asia, but this film is made in Japan, so it doesn't really qualify. So moving on to Part 3, review without spoilers. Okay, let's begin with the synopsis. Amarida is a junior high school teacher who loves school meal, kyushoku. He is very passionate about eating them, enjoying them, and to just have this best experience, the best possible experience. Though due to budget cuts, the school district that Amarida's junior high is in decided to cut kyushoku, school lunch. This itself is already extremely heartbreaking to Amarida, but to make it worse, one of his homeroom students, Go, is actually running for the student council position with the promise of making school lunches better and freer. And Go's actually Amarida's rival when it comes to enjoying kyushoku, and Go's really creative. So Amarida's in this dilemma, hellhole. So that's basically it. It sounds serious, but it's not. It's 99% comedy. And the main focus of this film is obviously kyushoku, school meals, school lunches, and how Amarida's reacting to it. He eats and he's dancing, he's moving, he's doing weird shit. And that's one of the sales point, as people in Japan would like to say it, of the film. But seriously, it's a comedy. It's a pure comedy. And I don't fully love this film. Here are the reasons. 1, so this film is actually film adaptation of a TV series, Oishii Kyushoku, so school meals, lunchtime. I forgot the English title, but the original is the TV series and they made it to a film adaptation, and it's made for the fans of the original series that I haven't even seen. 2, Amarida's annoying. He's an elitist, entitled ass bitch. 3, everything about this film is cheap when it comes to production design, costumes, lighting, even the quality of the cameras. It's so cheap, but typical Japanese low budget films. And last but not least, 4, Amarida's reactions could have been bigger. When in doubt, go bigger. It's camp, but it could be campier. I feel like I'm being Michelle Visage. So like I said, I grew up in Japan, and I kind of realized that we kind of grew up with this fiction that's talking about food, and the reaction of the people who consume those foods, that could be the main point of the series. Well, the food is obviously, the main thing, but the reaction is also the secondary main thing. I grew up reading and watching Yakitate Japan. Every generation has this staple manga or anime or TV series about food with crazy reactions. I didn't even like it, but Shokugeki no Soma, there's this anime series, people eat food and then they strip, or they go to Nirvana or somewhere. It's wild. It's crazy. I will link some of the clips in the description to check them out. So I'm aware that it's bizarre and it's weird, and they're doing it for the sake of being weird, but it's kind of you accept it as a norm. It's not something that's holy shit, what are they doing? It's more ha ha ha, yeah, they're doing this, so they're doing this crazy thing. So I didn't realize how bizarre the whole phenomenon is until Dakota, Rachel, and I talked about this film on their podcast, and they were like, yeah, holy shit, that was weird, like what was that? And I was just like, oh, I wanted more from Amarita, but y'all are like, holy shit with Amarita's reactions. So go watch Yakitate Japan. It's a bit misogynistic, but nostalgia's kicking in. So yeah, obviously like Amarita's reactions are weird, but it's still grounded, it's still realistic, but not in a good way, in a weird way that seems just completely out of elements of Amarita, and I don't think the film is doing a good job tying that weird reaction to Amarita's personality. It just seems like he got, what's the thing called? Haunted. Yeah, like this some, you know, crazy food spirit just took over. Not even crazy, yeah, like food spirit took over and just like, you know, played with his body, but like it could have been campier, it could have been bigger. When in doubt, go bigger. So yeah, I don't like this film, but it definitely made me so nostalgic. Seeing all the great food served as kyushoku, school lunch, my mouth was watering. My elementary school had kyushoku, so, and they were actually really good. My school district was very good with that kyushoku, so I was just like, oh my god, I miss like chimaki from my kyushoku, I miss whatever from, yeah, I just wanted to just jump into the screen and like enjoy the food with them and like judge Amarita's kind of stupid, but like not really, reactions to the good food. And there's this one particular item, Mirumeku, that's in the film. So it's this powdered flavor thingy that you put in milk. And obviously like you can buy it outside of school, but you have to go to like this special place that wasn't really close to my house. So for me, it's just like, you know, I could have Mirumeku only at Kyushoku, and they had it in the movie. So I was just like, oh my god, Mirumeku was the shit. We loved it. I think my favorite was melon flavor. And now I'm like, okay, if I ever go to Japan again, I have to like grab bags of Mirumeku. I know where to find them. And then send it to Rachel and Dakota, and then maybe like have it with my friends. But no, seriously, like it made me crave some things, this film. Okay. Speaking of kyushoku and elementary school, so there are a few scenes in this film where Amarita talks to kyushoku no oba-chan, so oba-chan's middle-aged woman, so a woman who prepares school lunches at school. And seriously, no one messes with kyushoku no oba-chan in Japan. No one. They are universally loved, adored, and cherished. And like I actually do remember some of my kyushoku no oba-chan from like elementary school, and yeah, nostalgia, you know, kicking in. For someone who's interested in Japan, this movie could be a good starting point to learn about like school systems and school meals and yada yada yada. It's not necessarily educational, but it's a good reference point. But it does not work for like, you know, Cineplex wide release across Canada. No, please don't do that. No. Oh, and let's talk about acting. So, Ichihara Hayato. He was definitely one of my first celebrity crushes. And he always played bad boys, kind of Yankee type of characters. So to see him in that three-piece suits, I was just like, first of all, you aged really well. Secondly, you look really good. But yeah, like to see him in a comedic role, I was like, okay, like he has range. Good for you. But my favorite actor in this film is the actor who played Go, Sato Taishi. He has so much potential. He's young. I actually want to see him in more movies, and hopefully TJFF or even TIFF would invite those movies. Like Sato Taishi needs to be recognized in North America. So yeah, as a film, no, I don't like it. But it's still cute and, you know, makes me feel nostalgic. And yeah, because of like the reasons I like this film is that it's making me feel nostalgic is not a good sign. Oh, and I was doing research for, you know, writing script for this video, and I learned that they're making a sequel to this film, and I hope TJFF would not have this on their schedule when that thing comes out. I don't think it should have been considered to have a sequel. But yeah. So that was part 3, review without spoilers, and I'm moving on to part 4, review with spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, sashay away. But if you do, let's talk about it. So part 4, review with spoilers. Okay, so in the end, Amarita actually tells Go that, yo, like, school meals are gonna get, kyushoku is gonna get canceled right before the election for Go's student council thingy, which is against the rule. Amarita shouldn't have done that, and because of that it causes like this huge uproar, and Amarita actually gets sent to a new school, and then the school district's like, well, yeah, no, like we're not gonna have a school lunch, like we're gonna cancel it. So on the last day of Amarita, which is also the first week where they're having 2 days of school meal kyushoku and 3 days of lunch, or vice versa. And as for their last school meal, they both have cup noodles outside of, you know, school ground. And that symbolizes a beautiful thing. You know, Amarita's this elitist, like stubborn ass bitch, and Go's this, you know, creative, force to be reckoned with kind of boy. But they overcome their differences and they bond over their love for kyushoku. So it's really cute, and like cup noodles is something that they've never tried, so you know they are going out there, they're being creative and everything, so that moment is cute, but like it's still not justifying the whole goofiness of the film. So like oh, and I forgot to mention, Amarita has this like romance going on with another homeroom teacher of another class, and apparently it was not in the original TV series. So why did you add that? Why did you add this heteronormative elements? Japan. I'm done. But yeah, Oishii Kyushoku, final battle, school meals time, final battle. Not the greatest, but it's cute. I actually wouldn't mind like watching it with my friends and just, you know, going to Koyoi or Kinge. Oh, like Kinge's closing. Yeah, it's like some Japanese restaurants in downtown. Like that would work, but I wouldn't pay regular ticket price for this film. Maybe like a Tuesday, you know, the cheap discount days, maybe, but yeah. I feel bad, but whatever. But yeah, if you want to hear about what Dakota and Rachel thought about this film, go listen to the episode of their podcast on TJFF. And again, thank you TJFF for having me as press or whatever. And I still have 2 more movies to review from TJFF, and 2 more from TIFF, and a lot from my regular Cineplex visits. So if you're interested in that, subscribe, yeah, like, comment, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Naomi, because I talk about movies that I watch. So I'll see you in my next video. Okay, everyone, stay safe. Bye, kids.